You would think this is just a knife, but it's not. This is a Blackie Collins design, and probably, as you know, he is notorious for doing things just a little bit different. So as you can see on the knife right here, this is Oz 8, made in Japan. This is a Myerco brand knife, and ta-da, we have a bit driver and we have pliers. So this is very unique in that this is a very thin design. So for instance, right here is one of a CRKT sort of knockoff, I guess you could say. They have, it's sort of like the CRKT bivy, and that the pliers spring out the front. Also reminds you of the Gerber recoil and the SOG version as well. So, but it is very bulky, just like Buck multi-tools that had the plier in the knife were very bulky as well. And this one is not. So that is one thing I really applaud the design. It's a very lightweight design, but that does come at a price. So this has the pliers, it has the bit driver, and you can actually use a Leatherman bit in it. But this is where the bad things start because it is very hard to use. Now, someone has said that these pliers are almost made out of aluminum. They almost feel that way, probably not, but they don't inspire confidence. I guess at some point they had a spring, but right now they almost act like a dead duck. So they're not working very well at the moment. And it's unique to use the bit driver because it's even worse than the Gerber armbar because you have these pliers and you never know what's going to happen. So hopefully your fingers aren't cut or scraped or pinched or whatever. But it definitely is a unique design, but it definitely has some issues. And then when you do use the pliers, if you can get the jaws open, so you have to sort of do it manually. This is like when you go to the grocery store and you have to check out your own groceries now. So on this multi-tool, you have to do some work. And then, for instance, if you wanted to cut this wire, if you were ambitious and had a whole bunch of faith in this, your multi-tool, and so you get the wire in there, and then it cuts, but it's a really awkward process, or it did. And it does feel like this bit can really dig into your hand. So you might want to take the bit out. And then when you take the bit out, the plier handle feels really short. So I don't know if you want to get maybe just, yeah, that feels really short. Maybe you want to get a long bit driver and make your handle a lot longer. That might be a good solution. Then the handle's a little too long, but at least it might be a little bit more comfortable, and you've got a lot of leverage now. Now, I know that's ridiculous, but it is a little bit amusing how this design is so close to being great, but it's definitely not there. So it's close, but it's definitely not there. So one of the things I do like is that it has this little pin that catches the pliers and closes it for you. So it's a little things like that that I think, well, something could be done, but something definitely needs to be done to improve this. I think it needs like a locking mechanism, maybe something that slides down over the pliers to sort of lock them in place. I think that could work. Maybe a sliding clip or a spring. That might be a good option. Definitely the metal needs to be made better. And definitely the pliers, if they are spring loaded, probably the spring needs strengthened and also the metal as well. So I think it's a great design and I'm excited to add it to my collection, but just know it does have its weaknesses. Now, what I was thinking is that this would be a great option perhaps for something like the Milwaukee Fastback. And if someone could actually make a nice set of pliers and fix the issues, this really isn't that much bigger. And I would love to have a set of pliers with a utility knife. Now, to me, that would be one of the ultimate work tools, to have your bit driver, pliers, and your utility knife. So Milwaukee, Let's make it.